Okay, chat, we live. Like, you got the okay. Probably going to stand for the first one. But with Coach P, I'll probably sit for the me do all the sharing and everything real fast. Oh, look at that. They are sold out 37 straight. You going to post it on there? 10-4. All right, here we go.
WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Welcome to the Havoc Hour, presented by Stockton Mortgage, your power play in mortgage lending.
NMLS 8259.
Call Jen DiTullio at 402-350-0392 for all your mortgage needs. Now, let's head to Zambrewski's upstairs at the Ice Sports Complex.
And good evening to you. I am Joe Hunk here at Zambrewski's for yet another Havoc Hour, as we have got about 60 minutes and we're going to be sitting and talking about the Huntsville Havoc as they are coming off a 3-game road trip, 2-1 on this, and that was all that happened. Not one other thing happened during the games in Fayetteville, not one single thing. There was just all nice and fun. We had sing Kumbaya afterwards and nothing else to talk about whatsoever. No fight that happened right at the very end where literally every single person was on the ice. This is going to be 100% about just what happened in the game, right? Yeah. Yep. No, it's not going to happen at all. But 2-1 on the road trip. They lost to Roanoke. That was the WAFF 48-3 game that took place up there over on Friday night. The next 48.3 game for WAFF is actually going to be Friday night, which is Valentine's Day, which is going to be a night that just stay in, watch a little bit of hockey. And I mean, nothing says love like the Havoc and the Ice Bears playing each other for, again, since, that also happened. I'm starting to notice that we're starting to lead to a lot of fights. Has anybody else started to notice that? It's just kind of happening a little bit more and more, but nonetheless, that's going to be happening. But I actually just got the notification just a few moments ago, right before we went live, that Sunday's team poster night, which is going to be 5 o'clock puck drop. We are going to be on the call for that one on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone, as well as the Havoc Zone. That is now a sellout again. That is 37 straight sellouts that the Huntsville Havoc are going to be going into this Sunday night. So you may not be able to get tickets for that, but trust me, they're about to have a home stand that you're going to be able to go and watch, and make sure that you make your way to the Von Braun Center. You need to make your way to Zambrewski's tonight, because not only are we getting going here, but inside this tonight, there is also a happy hour $1 off beer through the show this evening. The other thing, obviously, we always need to thank Jen DiTullio from Stockton Mortgage, because she is your power play and mortgage leader. Make sure that you give her a call at 402-350-0392. Now, if this is your very first Havoc Hour that you are either going to be seeing live here at Zambrewski's, because we do have some new faces that are making their way in as the tables are starting to get a little bit more full during the show. There's a few ways that you can get your questions in, because we've got John Abraham sitting right over here. He's got multiple computers. He's doing 16 different things, because that's what we always do on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, do 16 different things all at once. You can get your questions to him. He's going to be able to text them to me. We actually have some questions from last week that we weren't able to get to that we're going to ask the guys tonight. Now, tonight it's going to be a little bit fun, because I think it was the 8-1 game when it was just an absolute blowout. Steve Moulton and I were on the call, and during the game, during the third period, Steve says, "Hey, Joe, if there was somebody that you could have on the Havoc Hour, who would it be?" And I was like, "Well, Steve, we've had a lot of these guys on." And so I started walking down the bench as I was sitting there. I was like, "We've had him, we've had him, we've had him, we've had him." we have not had Charlie Risk. Charlie Risk has not come on the Havoc Hour just yet, so he's here tonight. Also, the guy that the team probably signed was today, the 11th. He's been on the team for 3 weeks, maybe, and that is Cam Cervone, who's going to be joining us as well, as he is rocking a Detroit Lions sweatshirt, so we're not going to mention them one bit over the next hour whatsoever, as the Michigan native is kind of repping his team right now, just a few days after the Super Bowl. So a lot of that being said, Havoc Hour is ready to go, but you can do it as you're talking right now, or as we're talking, you can hop in on the chat. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube as well as X, and you can start getting those questions in. Coach P is going to be joining us in just a little bit as well, and then we're going to be asking every single question that you have for any of these guys over the course of the next hour. So the chat is wide open. You can get in there, or if you are here at Zambrewski's, you can come over here. John can get those questions to me as well. So we're going to get this thing going right now, because coming up here in just a few minutes, Coach P is going to be joining us to talk a little bit about that Huntsville team as far as the defense is concerned. And look, the one thing that we've kind of learned, especially with Coach Stefan last week and, the Pony and Genuine and all that, it's a little bit more about learning about the players, as not only from what they're doing now, but also some of their playing days, what they've kind of done throughout their entire career. So you know what? We're even going to talk to Coach P about some of the stuff that he did whenever he was a player, and some of the things that, if there was a Havoc Hour back then, some questions that we would have asked him as well. So we're going to get him up here. He's going to get all set up. We're going to get him mic'd up. And then coming up here in a few minutes, we're going to have a few Huntsville Havoc players here with you as well. So make sure that you continue to listen as you get going right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone and the Havoc Hour on WZZN TV.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hi, folks. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, inviting you to come test drive any one of our over 100 F-150s. From rock-solid, dependable work trucks to our state-of-the-art Platinum Series, we've got an F-150 for you. Test drive one today, and you'll understand why the F-150 is the best-selling truck in America, going on 48 years in a row. Just as successful offenses and defenses are built on teamwork, Woody Anderson Ford is powered by our people. Our sales and service teams are well-trained to save you time and money. And because we want your business again and again, no one will work harder to earn it. Our mobile service teams come to your home or business for oil changes, brake work, tire rotations, and more. And the great thing is you don't pay extra for it. We come to you with mobile service at no extra charge. Proud to be local, family-owned, and at your service for over 62 years. Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore.
In football and in finance, the best offense is a good defense. Neighbors Wealth Management has joined forces with Alliance Group to provide Alabamans with world-class financial service on both sides of the ball. Get the expertise to grow your wealth and protect your assets all under one roof. Give us a call and let's work together to turn your personal financial franchise into a perennial powerhouse. 256-469-2324 or visit us at neighborswealthmanagement.com. That number again is 256-469-2324 or neighborswealthmanagement.com.
I'm here with the Vice President of Mortgage from Bank of Frank Ewing in Hazel Green. John Kendall has an opportunity for you.
That's right, Scott. If you're looking for a job, come see me. It is a great opportunity. If you want to get in business, you're bored with your dead-end desk job, give me a call. 256-507-9180.
It is Bank of Frank Ewing in Hazel Green. They need you.
Bank of Frank Ewing in Hazel Green is FBI insured bank, as well as equal housing MLS number 446707.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer again. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is extremely proud to have recently received numerous awards, including being voted best wings in the state of Alabama. Other awards received include Best All-Around Restaurant, Best American Restaurant, #1 Sports Bar, Best Chef, Best Wings, and Best Dining Experience. Thank you for 43 legendary years, and we look forward to providing you an award-winning dining experience at every visit. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
It's into the Havoc Hour on Tuesdays, live from Zambrewski's upstairs at the Ice Sports Complex, the Huntsville Havoc's home away from home. And Havoc fans, you can earn reward points for attending. Presented by Stockton Mortgage.
In MLS 8259.
On 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
We have some special guests here at the Havoc Hour as my wife and our kids have gotten here, 2.5 of them. I mean, one of them's kind of forced to always be because, she's still cooking right now. But the rest of them are here. My little man's rocking a Havoc jersey, sitting right in front of us as Coach Pearson Tini. See, I didn't even struggle that time. Just kind of rolled off the tongue. Is going to be up here with us for the next little bit, so you can start getting those questions in, whether you are watching on Facebook, YouTube, and or X. As my little girl and her pigtails are just kind of rocking out and hanging out. She's looking around like, what the heck is going on? But it is fun because we got Coach here. And look, one of the things that we obviously always want to talk about with Coach is we're going to ask him some questions about the past weekend and stuff. But look, when you were a member of the Havoc as a player, naming the rafters and everything, when that was all happening, you guys didn't have a Havoc Hour. Like you guys, we've learned about one of the shows that happened during COVID because we talked to Coach Stefan about that last week. And if you need any reminding, all I've got to do is turn this song off and simply just go straight to this one. Yeah. And so everybody knows that listened last week what we're talking about on here. But, we want everybody to kind of ask you some questions about your career because, again, I remember you as a player, but we also, have the coach here. But let's start with some of the questions about what happened over the weekend. And first off, 2-1 on the weekend, 2 games in OT, 1 in shootout. You won those 2, lost the 1 in Roanoke, but 3-game road trip, 3 games in 3 days. How did you think that it kind of went overall?
Yeah, I mean, obviously 3 games in 3 days on the road. It's challenging at times, but I think, we're pretty happy coming back with 4 out of 6 points. Obviously we would have liked to have, had won all 3 games.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, I think, there was some positive from the weekend, and obviously, you come out, get 4 out of 6 points on the road. It's a good weekend for us. I know this week we got 3 games coming up too. Yep. So, but yeah, I mean, it's just kind of, you got to go on the road, and a lot of places are tough to play. Roanoke is a hard place to play, and it's, I'm sure other teams are saying that about coming to Huntsville as well. So
37 straight sellouts kind of helps with that conversation though, right?
Yeah. I actually saw that driving here. I saw the post. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, let's be honest though. The teams that you played for, that kind of helped generate the excitement because you guys were in that transition of the time where the league was changing and you were seeing this as part of, the championships and everything else that the team was winning during your time. It was what you guys did that is the reason why these sellouts are kind of happening with this. But for you being a part of it on both sides of things, what is it like for you to see a coach and know 6,300 people are going to be there every single night to support the guys?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's so many people behind the scenes too that there's a reason why this is happening, and obviously, like the front office staff's amazing. But yeah, I mean, I think just it's every game going out, whether you're playing or coaching. Right. I mean, sometimes you just take a look up and you see how many people are up there and how full it is, and there's a lot to be to be thankful for, and obviously just being down here and playing hockey, and then you're playing in front of a sold out crowd. So far it's been every game, so it's I mean it's a big credit to the community around here too. Just people love their hockey. So as long as we're putting a good performance on the ice, I guess they'll keep coming back. So.
Well, no, and like these guys, like with Cam or something, they just signed with the team like what, three weeks ago, like is what it feels like. Like he hasn't been here very long. And with you guys, when it comes to signing free agents and stuff, especially like outside league, who's over that? Like who is the one that is, scouting and going over a lot of that stuff and being like, hey, here's a hole to fill. Here's some guys that we could pick from.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I mean, obviously Stu being the head coach, he's got the say, and obviously, it's my second year of coaching, so I've learned a lot from him, and to see, like exactly what he's looking for when he's trying to recruit guys, and it's a thing in the summer. That's what we do, right? Yeah. A lot of it's just kind of word of mouth, and then we watch some video online, and then we'll see when they get here, right? So. It's definitely, that's been something that I've learned a lot from Stu and Glenn as well, is just kind of seeing what they look for in players when they're watching video and recruiting. But I think one big thing here, and it was when I was playing as well, is just, the biggest thing is like, is the player a good person? That's something that, I know Glenn used to be real big on too when he was coaching. And, we truly believe, like, if you have good people in a locker room, it's gonna make it a good environment and a good team as well. So there's a lot that goes behind it, but I mean, that's the things that, we do behind the scenes or in the summer to prepare ourselves for the upcoming season.
Well, and so we're getting some questions in, and so I wanted to go ahead and start asking, because what I've said, and obviously you could hear because you were standing over there, is, you guys didn't have a Havoc hour whenever it was here, and we want these, all the fans and everybody that are watching on in the fan zone and all of that, to ask you some questions too, because, again, naming the rafters. And so, a thing or two about this team. Now, the funny one is we got one from Zach, and he says, how many goals do you remember scoring when you play? Now, to put this in perspective, I've had to pull up all your numbers, just letting you know. And so if you're wondering, he wants to know how many goals do you remember. In 2017 and 18, you scored 14 goals. In 18, 19, you scored 16. 19, 20, you scored 15. 20, 21, you scored 13. 21, 22, do you remember how many you scored?
30.
That's right. Just wanted to see. I'm rolling, and I'm like, so you remember how many you scored? And then your final season, 22, 23, you scored 22 on that. So he says, how many do you remember? Do you have a favorite out of all of these goals? Because, I mean, it's not like it was just one or two.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't really remember, like, that many of them.
Yeah.
And I couldn't really tell you how many goals I had each year. Obviously, getting to 30 that one year, I think it was like the last weekend of the regular season. It was pretty cool. I know that's it's a good number to hit. But yeah, I mean, I'd say probably just in the playoffs. I remember I had a goal at home in overtime against Knoxville. It was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I don't really remember that many of them. But honestly, like, I think just, especially playing at the pro level, and no matter what level you're at, is just to be able to score a goal. It's awesome. So yeah, I mean, I'd say probably the goal that was in overtime, or I had one when we were playing Birmingham my second year in Birmingham in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So those are two that kind of stick out with me.
Well, when I noticed the trend because you're saying playoffs, and I'm like, well, that would make sense. Those are the ones you remember because that's the one that's kind of helping out with the cause on it. Tara just wanted everybody, all the team, to know that she loves you guys, and we appreciate it. And Matt was asking about the 2 games in Fayetteville. About, was it weird seeing Sharky, like when you guys went up there for for a lot of people, former Huntsville Havoc player, in that, like, was it weird for you guys seeing him on the bench on the other side?
No, I mean, not anymore. I think at first it was a little bit, just seeing him. Obviously, like he's a guy that was here in Huntsville that I obviously played with too, and great guy, great person. Obviously, he was a great player, and he's done well there in Fayetteville. Yeah, I mean, it was a little weird at first seeing him, not in the Havoc colors, but I'm wishing him the best over there. I know he's done a great job with that team. And yeah, so yeah, I mean, it's always good to see him though and catch up. Just to chat a little bit throughout the weekend and kind of catch up. So
is it easier? Like, again, he's a former teammate of yours. Like, this. Is it easier after what happened with all the stuff in Fayetteville to be able to go over to the coach, since you know each other in that level, and be like, hey, what, like, talk in a way like that after the game?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could say that.
It got a little heated.
Yeah,
it got a little heated.
Yeah, I mean, I think, it's just emotions, right? Like, the way that the game ended and stuff. And obviously, we'll take the win. But it is unfortunate what happened, obviously, with the linesman, the referee, and to Fayetteville as well. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just, playing a sport, you understand that emotions get high, and everyone wants to win. And if something like that happens, the players, they're very emotional, and
absolutely,
and they are, because they care, and obviously what happened, it's, guys are going to stick up for each other as well. So, there's nothing, Sharky was doing his best to calm his players down. So there's nothing that, that the coaching side of things, like, yeah, I mean, it's, at the end of the day, it's a game, and
right.
And once the game's over, I mean, we're really good buddies. So
look, I've noticed just from being around you guys on and off the ice, like how quickly you guys can flip the switch. And I mean, like, I've been around whenever you guys are about to go into, a third period, and it's all intense. And quite frankly, everybody on the bench is pissed off because they're not happy about the way that the game is going. And then the very moment the game's over with, I mean, it is an automatic, like, the switch is done, and it's totally different personalities for everybody. So it's like a business versus, pleasure type thing. Like, it's what happened on the ice doesn't affect the friendship. It's a little bit different things. Now, Yorkie hops in on not only the chat, but also on my phone, because he just texted me as well. And he said that he wants to know, what was your favorite barn to play in outside of the VBC? Because, I mean, obviously you spent a lot of your career with the Havoc, but you've been to every single arena that's in the league. Yeah,
that's a good question. I always loved playing in Roanoke.
Why did I feel like that was going to be your answer?
I just, yeah, I mean, their fans are really passionate in Roanoke. I used to just love playing there. I think, it's a tough place to play there in Roanoke, but I think when the fans are on you like that, it really gets the away team fired up, and it's they're really passionate for the team there. I enjoyed playing there. Knoxville's another place that I really enjoyed playing. Small rink, same thing. You could hear all the fans. And
literally
stuff,
all of the fans. I mean, they are all on top of you.
They're basically on top of the ice. Yeah. So, I mean, I'd say those are probably two on the top of my head that I'd say. But I just always loved playing in Roanoke to more so listen to what the fans had to say to us.
Did it ever get to a point where, as you guys were, say, a rookie or somebody, get new guys, the call ups, whenever you're going on the road, you're like, look, this is what you need to expect when you go into this. Like, I don't think it's like in football, we're like, hey, keep your helmet on at all times. But what I'm saying is, hey, look, this is some of the things that the fans are going to say and or do.
I mean, I've never really told a younger guy that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I should have. But no, I mean, I think, to be honest, there's certain rinks that you go and you either know that it's going to be a good crowd, or, I think it's just kind of guys are listening to each other. And I feel like you could just feel it, whether you've played there or not, and, what type of crowd to expect. And, you kind of know what rinks you're going into that, are going to be louder, or the fans are going to be more on you. But like I said, I mean, I always enjoyed playing. I always enjoyed playing in those rinks that, the fans were on you. It kind of gives you that extra, like, push to shut them up a little bit.
I was about to
you know
say,
what I
it
mean?
really
So,
makes you want to just shut them down,
yeah,
right?
I mean, you want to score that much more just to, to shut them up. But I mean, it's always fun to play in those rinks. And, I think, like I said, Roanoke, but I mean, like, their fans are so passionate there. And, it's a big reason why that, like they've had some good teams year after year. So,
all right. So now before we let you go, because we're about to get two of your guys on right here. I mean, there are defensemen. So, I mean, I'm sitting here looking like, is there anything that we need to ask them about that we need to, because they're not really paying attention right now. They are mesmerized by the Zamboni. I mean, they are just staring it down. You are. I mean, so I was just saying, like, what can you tell us about the guys before they come on?
Yeah, I mean, well, obviously Risky, he's been here all year. He was a big addition that we got over the summer last year. He was overseas. Yeah, I mean, he's been good for us. And then Cam, we just got 2 weeks ago?
I mean, seriously, it was January 22nd.
Yeah, so yeah, a couple of weeks ago we just got him, and he's done a great job stepping in. We've been pretty happy with his performance so far, and he's he's a quiet kid, but he shows up every day. He's got a good attitude. He's always smiling too. So I'm just pumping their tires a little bit to get them some confidence before they come on.
Before they hop on. Well, I mean, trust me. Again, I know how feisty Charlie is. I've done a lot of games.
Yeah,
I know how fired up he can get. So let's go ahead and get these guys on. Charlie Riss, as well as Cam Cervone, as they're going to be joining us here in just a few minutes. We got these questions that are coming in. We're going to continue to ask these guys those questions as well. You can get those in, or John is sitting over here. You can come up here and get them to him, and he can ask those as well as we continue on the Havoc Hour. See, Coach P, it's a little bit more chill. I mean, outside the questions about Sharky and the whole Fayetteville thing, but outside of that, it was all fun. We're all good. We'll continue on the Havoc Hour next on WCCN TV.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Hi, folks. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, inviting you to come test drive any one of our over 100 F-150s. From rock-solid, dependable work trucks to our state-of-the-art Platinum Series, we've got an F-150 for you. Test drive one today, and you'll understand why the F-150 is the best-selling truck in America, going on 48 years in a row. Just as successful offenses and defenses are built on teamwork, Woody Anderson Ford is powered by our people. Our sales and service teams are well-trained to save you time and money. And because we want your business again and again, no one will work harder to earn it. Our mobile service teams come to your home or business for oil changes, brake work, tire rotations, and more. And the great thing is you don't pay extra for it. We come to you with mobile service at no extra charge. Proud to be local, family-owned, and at your service for over 62 years. Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer again. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is extremely proud to have recently received numerous awards, including being voted best wings in the state of Alabama. Other awards received include Best All-Around Restaurant, Best American Restaurant, #1 Sports Bar, Best Chef, Best Wings, and Best Dining Experience. Thank you for 43 legendary years, and we look forward to providing you an award-winning dining experience at every visit. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
In football and in finance, the best offense is a good defense. Neighbors Wealth Management has joined forces with Alliance Group to provide Alabamans with world-class financial service on both sides of the ball. Get the expertise to grow your wealth and protect your assets all under one roof. Give us a call and let's work together to turn your personal financial franchise into a perennial powerhouse. 256-469-2324 or visit us at neighborswealthmanagement.com. That number again is 256-469-2324 or neighborswealthmanagement.com.
Listen to the Havoc Hour on Tuesdays live from Zambrewski's upstairs at the Ice Sports Complex, the Huntsville Havoc's home away from home. And Havoc fans, you can earn reward points for attending. Presented by Stockton Mortgage
in MLS 8259
on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
I can't take it back. Look where I'm at. We was OD like DOC, remember that. My TOC was quite OD, ID my fact. Now POV of you and me.
I already had to move the iPad for some from Cervone because he was over here checking into the chat so he could get a little idea of what the questions were going to be. He saw my whole breakdown and everything. I was like, dang, man, we can't let that happen. This is part of the fun is you guys have no clue what we're about to ask.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, that's a bunch of bull is what that is, okay? Cam Cervone, he's the one in the Detroit Lions sweatshirt that is very upset about what happened on Sunday. And then you've got Charlie Risco. Do you have a football team? I mean, I say this because, Canadian. But I was just curious, like, how's this going?
No, I usually just watch the Super Bowl and call her that.
You don't have a team at all?
No.
Okay. All right. So other than hockey for you, what was the other sport?
Golf.
Really? I mean, It is kind of a similar swing.
Yeah.
I mean, but why golf? I would not have expected you to say that.
I just got into it back home with my grandparents when I was younger, and then it's kind of nice to get away from hockey in the summer. So I just go to the golf course every day pretty well.
You know that we've only been doing this for like 5 seconds, and he's like a totally different guy here than what he is on the ice. I mean, seriously, like I call you the Bulldog mainly because you're like as tall as I am, but you're not afraid of anybody. We all saw that this weekend. And I'm just curious, like, where did the mentality come from? Like, I mean, again, it's just one thing to see you just, I won't say feisty because you're small, but I'm just saying, I'm saying that and you can kill me. But you see what I'm saying? Like, you're not the biggest guy on the ice. So where does this come from?
Probably when I was younger, just growing up with a twin brother, we'd always like rough house and fight with each other and kind of just like made us competitive. And then I guess being my size, you don't really play hockey for that long if you're scared to play. So kind of just got to have that mentality, I guess.
All right. So now you guys can get your questions in as we're live here from Zambrewski's always every single Tuesday, 6 o'clock. When we're broadcasting live, we also have happy hour, $1 off beer. We have a ton of Huntsville Havoc fans that are in the building as well. Later on, we're going to be giving away some tickets to some non-season ticket holders so they can go and enjoy it. And obviously, this is always brought to you by Stockton Mortgage and Jen DiTullio, where you can give her a call at 402-350-0392. Now, I have questions that I've come up with you guys as, because the woman sitting right in front of me is my wife. And my 2 beautiful kids. The other one's baking, so you can't see her yet. And so it is one that we're getting ready for, but she has taught me a skill. And that skill is how to social media stalk. Okay, so I've literally been doing this on you guys. First off, I want to say screw you guys and the whole team because every one of you guys have all your stuff to private. It is not cool whatsoever for me trying to find information on you. But Matt asks a question about being the new guy and with you. Now, there's a little bit more to this with you that I'm kind of curious about because wasn't it you that took on, was it 21, 22? You guys took on Adrian in the national championship. Look, man, it's been a topic for like the last 3 weeks. So, I mean, we've gotten the winner side of things. For a lot of people that don't know, he was unfortunately on the team that Ruffin and Terry Ryder beat for the national championship. Was that weird? Like, I mean, be honest.
It was obviously I know I played against Ruff and TR when they were in Adrian, and kind of obviously we recognize names playing against each other.
Yeah.
In that the 21-22 my sophomore year at Geneseo. The national championship game. Obviously that was a tough one.
Yeah.
Tough, on the losing side.
I was going to ask that one first, but I mean, that one just kind of popped up. So I was like, because I mean,
in the room.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Because the first thing I think of whenever I walk into a room and I'm now teammates with a guy that I just played against, like I remember all the negative stuff. And I'm also like, dang it, I remember that game and I hate that game and all this. So like for you, you're the new guy, but you're also now teammates with, two guys that you have a history with. How was that coming back to Huntsville and coming to Huntsville and seeing and being a part of that?
Oh, obviously at the time when you're losing a national championship game in college, it's tough. I mean, it was a tough thing to go through, but set that aside. It's Ruff and TR are great teammates, and it's nothing against them. That was a great hockey game. They won the game. Obviously you want to be on the other side of it. You want to win a national championship, but like I said, it was a great hockey game, and a lot of respect for that team as well. It was a hard-fought game, and it's kind of funny how it comes full circle.
Yeah.
Playing against them in that moment. It's such a big moment, and probably all of our hockey careers there. And now that we're on the same team in professional hockey, it's good. It's kind of I think it's pretty cool, and it's kind of we talked about it, and it was such a great hockey game too, and very high skilled, high pace hockey game that both teams could have won that game, but unfortunately, my team Geneseo came on the losing side.
I'm so glad you said it, because I tried really hard to think about how to say that, and I knew that I wasn't going to. So I was just like, I was going to let you kind of do it.
Yeah.
Now, I asked him his second favorite sport. What was yours?
My second favorite sport is baseball.
It's baseball.
Baseball. Well, I played baseball growing up till I think it was my sophomore year of high school.
Yeah.
I was I like to think I was a pretty good baseball player. Played in high school, but unfortunately I had to quit because of obviously hockey and pursuing this. Moving forward, it was something I had to make a sacrifice for. But I'd say close second is definitely football. I love watching football.
Really? I mean,
professional, college.
Sure.
Obviously, one of the Lions sweatshirt. Still a tough subject. Yeah.
Okay. Now, and I know, and so you're kind of an outsider in this conversation, so I can ask you as well. How were the guys after? I mean, not only did they have to find out that the team lost, we literally put it on a jumbotron. Sorry, we put it on this jumbotron for the conference championship game. How were they afterwards? And
it was just funny because they're fixing the ice there for like 20 minutes, and then they decided to throw on the Lions game, and we still got 5 minutes of the game left, and then all the Michigan guys had to find out their team was probably going to lose the game. So
yeah, I was sitting there and we were following the game, like during it, because Steve Moulton and I there, and I was behind you guys on the bench, and so we're following it, and I'm watching and the whole time in my head before the game, I thought, I want to update you guys, like I want to be like, dude, y'all know what's up. And then I saw the score, and I'm like, I can't do that. Dang it. Okay, so I'm like, all right, they're not going to find out right now. We're good. And then I turn my head and I see it, and I go, oh crap! Like everybody is. I was like, I didn't know if it was going to hurt or help you guys. I genuinely didn't, because again, it was a 1-goal game, and so I was going, is this going to hurt? Like, is this going to piss them off, or is this going to they're going to be upset? Because you can answer this as a guy from Michigan. Like, how did that feel just to be back in the conference championship game as a fan?
It was, I mean, last year when the run the Lions had last year was, you knew something different, especially when Dan Campbell came in. It was just around COVID. You knew something was different with the Lions. Something was going to be different. Obviously, it was going to be a process, but the amount of energy and support that the city has for the Lions, and just to see that kind of just re-energized or energized in a different way, now that, oh wow, we get to see winning football. Coming from an 0-16 season back in the day to now, just something, it's energized the city in a different way. And it's definitely in the sport, the Detroit sports are on the up and coming, and it's definitely cool to especially being from Detroit, and we have a lot of Detroit guys on our team. It's definitely cool to see and something to be proud of.
Well, in the chat that we have right now, you can watch us on WZZN TV on YouTube as well as Facebook and YouTube as we're going. My little daughter's waving at me, so I'm getting distracted. So I was over there smiling at her. Devin wants to know, how did you guys become defensemen? Like, was it something that they said, "Hey, Charlie, go back there"? Like how did that happen for you guys?
Back home they call it Adam, which is probably like U9 or U11. And when you're younger, everyone wants to score the goals, stuff like that. So we had like 3 defensemen and probably 10 forwards. And my dad was one of the assistant coaches, and I was just tired of not playing. So I came home and I said, "I'm playing defense." And
really, so that's how you're just like, "I want on the ice."
He's like, "Why?" I was like, "I want to play more." So we had 4D, and then the rest is history.
Wow. What about for you?
Very, very similar story. I think it was my first year of organized hockey. I was probably 6, 7 years old. I played forward to start, and then the next year, there's short defensemen, and my dad kept telling me, if you play defense, there's less players, you get more ice time. So kind of just hopped into that, and obviously ended up being true, especially at that age. But this kind of I roped into, and I absolutely fell in love with it, and that's how I got roped into it.
Have you guys had an opportunity? Because again, I know you've only been here for a few weeks. You've been here all season. Have you guys had an opportunity to actually see the city at all? Again, I know that we're not in Atlanta or something like that, but we have some things to do, and we have a few people on the chat that's been like, have you guys gotten to do anything since y'all been in town outside of obviously spend time here and at the VBC playing hockey?
Yeah, we've checked out a couple golf courses.
Of course you have.
Top golf. Been to Bridge Street.
Yeah.
A couple restaurants downtown. It's kind of weird though, because I always go through seasons where I'm like, man, I didn't really get to see the city I just lived in.
Right.
So it's kind of something I've wanted to work on, but it's still hard because you're going to the rink every day, and then you're just tired to really do anything else, if that makes sense. So
well, no, and that's why I asked, because again, you guys do take everything so seriously that you basically rink ice here, rink film room here. It's one of those things that you guys are doing. So for you, again, you've literally only been here for 3 weeks.
Yep.
Do you even know how to get to the arena by yourself, or
well, I didn't use Google Maps to get here.
So wait, are you guys roommates?
Yeah.
Okay. So is this how this works? By the way, I totally sidebarred this. Are they just asking the roommates, all right, who wants to come? Because every single group that's come to and been on the Havoc Hour have all been roommates. So they just ask what house wants to come this
week? They didn't
really
ask. They just kind of told us you two are going.
Oh, okay, cool.
But it's good because I don't have a car, so just hop in with him.
So basically, I'm driving around right now.
So you're a chauffeur.
Yeah.
Okay, so as a chauffeur, where have you where I know he said some of those places. So all the places he said is, which ones have you gotten to try?
Well, I haven't gone golfing with him yet, so that's something we gotta do. We've been trying different restaurants. Obviously, like you said, I'm still using Google Maps to kind of get around right now.
I use it too.
Sometimes you got, once I get, used to going somewhere, now I know my way to the rink, without Google Maps. So that's good. But no, just checking out different restaurants, different parts of the town, and everything's been great. It's a nice town, and it's everything you really need and more in a spot. And it's been great.
What did you guys know about Huntsville before this season? And for you, before the next going, again, you started the season here, so
I just knew a couple guys that played on the Division I team.
Yeah.
So that's really all I knew, and I knew it was in Alabama, and I didn't know. That was pretty much it.
So you basically just came here with your stick and pads and skates.
Yeah.
All right, I'm here. All right, where am I finding this place? Where's everything at?
I actually looked up the Havoc and just seeing kind of how they run things, and it looked like unreal spots. But other than that, I didn't really know what to expect, city wise and stuff like that.
I love how carefree you are.
Yeah.
Seriously, he's just he's I just grab my stuff. I kind of did some Google searches, and we're just good on that. What about you? Because again, it's only been a few weeks.
Yeah, no. So it's funny stories. I know a lot of Michigan guys on the team. I know Dom Gioprocopio, Noah Finstrom. Noah Finstrom and I played on when we were 12U together.
Wow, this is a small world.
Hockey's such a small world, especially in the Detroit market as well.
Yeah.
It's so we all know each other. And just hearing about Huntsville from Dom, obviously he's been here for a while, and he said nothing but great things about the team and the city and how he loves it here. And just kind of learning a little bit from him has been great.
So before the show and when the show first started, Charlie, with you, during the 8-1 game when it was, you guys were absolutely destroying them. And so there really wasn't much to talk about on the ice. So Steve and I were sitting and talking and we're going, hey, who hasn't been on the Havoc Hour? And so I started going down the bench and I was like, the Bulldog, Charlie, I call you that. And I was like, Charlie hasn't been on the Havoc Hour just yet. It's like, when's it going to happen? And we mentioned you. I was like, this man he barely even knows where the arena is. Like, I don't think they're going to put him on the show. And so that's what we were talking about. What were you guys? What happens in a blowout? 8-1, obliteration. It's not one where like everybody's fighting. It's one of these things where it's just a blowout and y'all are looking at the clock and killing it. What's the conversation like?
I'm usually just vibing to the music in the arena.
Is that you too? Like, what are you doing?
Well, I'll just still obviously playing the game, but just trying to get it over with.
Yeah.
Any blowout, even if you're losing or winning, it's no fun really. Like, so.
What about like on the bench or anything? Is it still, hey, this is...
You're obviously a lot more chill, but
yeah,
it's just like maybe crack a joke, look in the stands.
Is it the one about stepping on the bench and wanting to yell at the other team? Was it that joke?
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, so you guys, again, doing a little bit of research on some of you and everything. With you guys, obviously, you're from outside of Detroit and it's Rochester Hills, right?
Correct.
Okay, so wanted to ask you guys, for you, who is the most famous person from your city? From Rochester, not Detroit. There's a line.
Probably Cam Cervone.
Look at the house love over here.
I know Madonna's from Rochester Hills, Michigan. Madonna. Jacob Truba is from my area on the Anaheim Ducks. Can't name a couple off the top of my head, but those are a few names. There's a few other names. I know there's a NASCAR race driver that is too. I forgot the name.
Keselowski.
Yes.
Keselowski lives there.
Yeah.
John perked up. That was it. He's a NASCAR guy. He did on that. Do you know who lives in Rochester Hills now?
Eminem.
That's right. That's why I was wondering to see if you knew about that.
Yeah. So fun fact, he actually lived a half mile from my high school. So you keep going down the road, you can see, obviously it's gated off, but you can.
Your high school is an 8 mile or what?
A little opposite than 8 Mile, but
it's just a little different.
Just a little different.
A little different. Not a little bit. You can walk down the streets.
Can walk down the streets, yeah.
Okay. Now I say that with you. The reason I ask is because I know the name because I have it in front of me. What's your hometown?
Medicine Hat.
Medicine Hat. So it's Medicine Hat, Alberta, Canada.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, and I asked him this: who's the most famous player from yours? And you can say Charlie Risk if you want.
Player or person?
Here, both. We'll go with both.
Risk. Well, the country singer probably Mackenzie Porter.
Okay.
Do you know her at all?
I do not know her. That's why I'm sitting here going, okay, because I was not one of the ones that I would have thought you would have said.
Yeah, she's a big country star. And then we got some NHL players. Trevor Linden.
Mm-hmm.
Is he from Medicine?
I think it was Linden. It's still not the one I was waiting to see if you were going to say.
Craven?
It's still not the one I was thinking about.
I don't know.
Here's the reason I asked. Watch. Name one of the most famous goalies for the Detroit Red Wings.
Chris Osgood.
There you go.
Is he from Medicine Hat?
He is.
Oh,
He's from Medicine Hat, and it won 3 Stanley Cups. That's the reason I asked him because of obviously the Detroit connection. But I was seeing what you asked. Medicine Hat. Do you even how did the name come up? Do you know? I don't know this. This is why I'm really interested because really sounds like something a drunk guy would say as he woke up one night.
I feel like I was told a story. I don't know if it's true. It could be true. But I guess some medicine man back in the day was walking across the South Saskatchewan River and his hat fell in the river. So he said, I'm going to name this town Medicine Hat. That could be totally wrong. I'm pretty sure I was told that when I was younger. Though.
No. I want that to be true.
Actually, you learn something new every day.
I want that to be true.
I mean, it makes sense to me, but.
I was actually sitting and thinking to myself, because again, you hear Medicine Hat. I looked it up 4 times.
Yeah.
Because I'm going, is this really the name of the city? Like Medicine? Again, I'm from New Hope. Okay.
Yeah.
So I can't really judge. Okay. But I'm just going, how does a town get the name Medicine Hat? I didn't expect you to have an answer. I really did not expect you to have an
there's
answer.
no one from back home watching this and calls my bluff, but I'm pretty sure that's why.
Some guy that just told like one of your classmates is like, yeah, watch this. I'm going to tell Charlie this. Let's see if he actually believes it. And that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So Miracle right now that is watching on WZZN TV on YouTube wants to know, this is for Charlie. You have one as well. But which team do you most enjoy playing against?
In the league?
In the league.
I feel like games against Knoxville and Roanoke are usually pretty good.
Yeah. I was wondering about if the Knoxville would be the answer.
Has a little bit of everything.
Oh, it absolutely does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, be honest. We talked about it at the beginning of the show. February 14th, Valentine's Day. You guys are back up there playing against it. The conversation pop up about the last time that you guys were there. Has it popped up? Be honest.
I don't think we need to talk about it.
I know we don't need to talk about it. I'm just asking, like, is it the elephant in the room about what happened?
I guess we'll find out.
Okay, that's a yes. Just again, there's always that one question where I know that I can tell it. Now, for you, Cam, he's played, obviously, he's been with us for the whole year. Is there a team that you're looking forward to facing that you haven't got to face yet?
Not at the moment. Obviously, I'm still getting my feet wet in the league.
Yeah.
Well, fun fact is I look forward to playing against Pensacola. We already did because my roommate from Binghamton was on the other team on Pensacola, so that was kind of a fun little matchup.
Yeah.
I guess we've already played them, but other than that, no team looking forward to yet. But that's Pensacola is one that we already played.
That you already played. Okay, because I'm just looking out here. Which one? Peoria? Okay, they're all saying Peoria, which for obvious reasons, 1-2 in the league, all that. The other one I was wanting to see is if you guys were going to say Birmingham, because I know that's coming up, I believe on Monday is when you guys are heading down there to Birmingham. So I couldn't remember if you were on the team the last time they went, because it was like, I think it was like January 20th it was, so it may have been before you got here.
I was actually on my way down.
Oh, were you really?
From New York, yeah. So
yeah, see, so there we go. Now, a question from let's see, Frankie on X, because I know that you guys don't have the Flow broadcast because you're actually playing on this, but the play-by-play guy for Fayetteville had fun nicknames for some of you guys. So you're smiling, but you smile. Which one are you thinking of? Do you know?
I don't know any nicknames. I just heard the guy was absolutely butchering every last
Oh,
one.
he totally was. And at one point in time, he called Buster Tree with Skates, which really, if you think about it, I'm like, okay. Austin Alger got called Cup Check Alger. Don't know what that was about. I missed something on Friday with that one. But what is the somebody trying to joke around with you about a nickname or something like that you guys actually went, okay, that's kind of fun?
Nothing I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Do you have any risky?
I think the only funny ones would be inappropriate to say on air. So
Dang it.
I shouldn't say that.
See, that he just snapped his fingers. He's like, no, I really kind of wanted to know what it was going to be on that. So sorry, Frankie. Sorry about that. The Four Nations face-off is going to be starting tomorrow. I really just now starting to learn about this. What do you guys think about something along those lines with the All-Star games, like going nations playing each other, even in the NHL, or even heck, if we did SPHL?
I think it's a great idea, especially since the NHL players haven't had international competition in a long time. Especially they haven't been going to the Olympics. Especially for us, we'll definitely be tuning in and just seeing the best players in the world across those four nations go at it, and it's going to be definitely some fun hockey to watch. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I feel like the Four Nations is definitely a lot more entertaining than the All-Star game or
just like a normal one where See, I like the tournament idea. Like I thought that was kind of a cool thing, but I also like it, it was just something I thought maybe could be a little bit different. I just never seen this. Now, I asked him about, obviously, Adrian, we're not going to bring that up. And when you played against them, but for you, and I just now realized that I haven't asked you about this. The university you went to, was your first year at that school the first year of the school?
No, the school itself.
Or the first year of the hockey program?
Yeah, first year of the hockey program. So
was it Albertus Mangus? Is that what it was? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what was it like literally seeing a hockey program get started?
You definitely learned a lot about yourself and the team because we weren't very good our first year, and then second year COVID hit, and then third and fourth year we were actually really good. So it was something to be like proud of because we like built that program, and it's like, you know, if you have a team like Geneseo or a team like Albertus Magnus calling you, it's like 9 times out of 10 you're probably going to choose Geneseo because it's, you know, it's a built team and stuff like that, and they're known to be a good winning team. And then for us, it's just like 30 guys that don't know anyone,
right?
No no seniors. We're all freshmen, no leaders really. You kind of just had to figure it out on your own. So
yeah, and look, he's not kidding about the first season that they played together. I think you guys won what, 4 games?
Maybe 6.
Maybe 6.
Not nothing notable.
Yeah, like you guys won more in your third season than you had the previous 2 like combined.
Yeah.
What changed in there that, you know, you guys became better?
I think, like I touched on earlier, it's like we're all freshmen. Like we didn't have any of those, you know, senior guys that would make an impact in a game or just.
So everybody was freshmen?
We might have had like one sophomore transfer that ended up, you know, getting cut or leaving anyway. So it's not like it was a huge factor.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think just probably the best like 4 years of my life because you have to spend, you know, really dog days for an entire season.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened, and then we kind of just like bonded, and then like we all grew as guys and grew together, and you know, kind of showed our hockey, I guess.
So when we say like you guys started a program, were you like, did y'all pick the jerseys out like type things? Like, oh hey, we like this one. Like, is it something like that? Like, well, how's that go? How's that work?
I was really involved in that. It was we had our head coach Kyle Walk. He like coached Division I for a lot of years, so he obviously knew what he was doing, and kind of took off from there, I guess.
So got one more question from the chat before we wrap things up. It was besides Robo, because we don't want you guys to cheat, what goalie besides Robo and Coburn too, because I mean he saved my life last game here in town, but what goalie besides those guys are the hardest to score against? Now, again, and I know defensemen and forwards and want to score, and you're Mr. Assist guy over here. I understand, but still.
I feel like whenever we play Knoxville, that Mundinger guy is just like, God doesn't even have to try. He just spreads his legs, and because he's 6'8", like, it's just like impossible.
He takes up the whole, just the entire net. It's like, there's nothing happening there.
I'll say the same thing. I was lucky to get one past him, especially in the first game. But he's a big goalie, and that was like, oh my gosh, how we get, you know, just takes a lot of net.
And that's kind of with these like giveaways and jerseys and all this other things as well as you're going, is for you guys. Have you had a favorite one that you guys enjoyed the most? Like, you know, obviously you've worn the Charlie Brown jerseys, Harry Potter night, like those sort of things. Did you guys have a favorite one that you've gotten to wear so far?
I think the Space Night logo was pretty cool.
That's pretty sweet.
And then I was suspended. I didn't get to wear the Mighty Ducks one, but that one was pretty sick too.
Did you get the jersey? Like, did you get to do anything with the jersey at all?
I got to hold it and someone could buy it.
It's like, hey, it hasn't been sweated on. You're good on that. And again, I know that you've only been here for a few of them.
Yeah.
But for the ones that you've gotten to do.
I think the only one I've been here for was the Scout Night jerseys. Those were pretty cool. I enjoyed those. But I liked our red jerseys. Those are pretty cool.
The red jerseys are my favorite. Like the first jersey I bought this season was the red jerseys. Like I'll be honest, like I love all the things. I'm like, dude, y'all need to rock the red ones just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like I just kind of like those as well. Let me double check before we let you guys go. For all that, let me check all the things. All right. No, I think we are good to go. And you've had some fans here, by the way, that did travel with you guys this weekend to Fayetteville. We've got some fans that are going to be going to Knoxville. There's a big contingent that's going to be going to Macon towards the end of the season as well. And no, we just want to say thank you guys, seriously, because it's so much fun, especially with you when you joined it. And yes, I literally love watching because you are not scared of anybody. I mean, seriously, talk about the 6'8" goalie, like you will straight up to him. And it's no big deal. Like I call you a bulldog, but dude, you are literally fearless. Like I'm being straight with you because it's just like, oh, there goes Charlie. All right, Charlie's going to be right in the middle of it. Like it's just one of those. So before we let you guys go, and I talk about the feistiness and everything, they do kind of want to hear about what happened on Saturday night. Like, let's just kind of, go ahead and just elephant in the room we've kind of avoided.
Yeah, so obviously the linesman gets in the way of their player and he falls, but that's just the way the game goes. We go down and score, and then everything's fine. Like there's like me, Dom, Caber, and Gio are just waiting to get off the ice, and our goalie's coming back from his net. And then out of the corner of my eye, I just see our goalie get like shoved from behind, and then all their guys just basically jump on him. So obviously our first instinct is to go help him.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was on the broadcast. It was like, oh, hey, thanks everybody for joining us. Fayetteville loses because it was a home broadcast. The next thing you know, all we see on the camera is just boom. Everybody is meeting with each other. And I'm just thinking, because again, you had a little bit of a scuffle in the second period. And so it was like, what happens in the middle of all this, especially when the game is over?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys were trying to get off the ice.
I mean, the funniest part is when I tried to get in the scrum, Jeremy Gervais, who was here, who got traded to Fayetteville, grabbed me. He's like, Risky, no. And I'm like, what's going on?
So how are you doing? Do you ever do that? Do y'all get into conversations like while everybody's in a scrum, like especially with somebody like Gervais that was just with the team and then he gets traded and he gets traded again and now he's with Fayetteville? Like, is it one of those like, so how's everything going with you guys? Like, huh?
Yeah, once your emotions calm down, I guess.
It's actually funny in that another Geneseo guy I played with, Geneseo alum I played with, just graduated with, Alex Wilkins on the other team at Fayetteville, and we ended up just obviously grabbing onto each other. Nothing, obviously, like was like, I'm just like, what just happened?
Yeah.
A little conversation, but that's kind of a little funny story.
Well, all right. Well, guys, we appreciate it. No, thank you guys so much. Can you guys give a little round of applause for our guys here hanging out with us tonight? We appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. And obviously, I know that you guys got a couple of games on the road before you come back into town. On Sunday evening, 5:00 is when you guys are going to have. It's going to be team poster night, which, by the way, in the red jerseys, which we just discussed on there. So thank you guys so much. Seriously, we do appreciate it. These guys, all these fans appreciate it. I'm sure you're about to try to leave here, and there's going to be a lot of pictures of some fans that are going to be taking pictures with you guys. So thank you so much. Charlie, can you no, just go have fun in Knoxville. Just go have fun. I'm not going to try to say anything. Just go have fun. Okay?
Yeah.
Just go have fun. All right, we're going to have fun as well. We'll be back here next Tuesday at 6:00 right here at Zambrewski's. Have a fantastic evening. We'll be back on the Havoc Zone coming up Friday night, or I should say Sunday night, puck drop at 5 p.m. We'll see y'all then.